My coworker was bragging to me about her marriage to a rich man, and without me asking her, she showed me a picture of her fiancé's house. I was shocked when I saw the picture. The house in the picture is my childhood home. I'm 34, single, and I've worked at the same mid-size company for 12 years. I'm not the office socialite. I do my work, eat lunch at my desk, and go home. The younger employees call me the old maid behind my back. I've heard them in the bathroom. Then 6 months ago, Michelle Harris joined our department. She was 24, bubbly, had this way of lighting up a room. Within her first week, every guy in the office was finding excuses to stop by her desk. The women smiled to her face, but I heard what they said in private. She's trying too hard, it's all fake. I felt bad for her at first. I knew what it was like to be talked about, but then Michelle started targeting me. It began small. "Miss Anderson, have you ever had a boyfriend?" she asked during a team lunch. Everyone went quiet. Before I could answer, she kept going. "I'm just curious because you never talk about your personal life." The table laughed. She saw it landed and kept pushing. Over the next few weeks, it got worse. She'd stop by my desk with coffee from expensive cafes. "This place has a 2-month wait list. Ever been?" Knowing I packed my lunch every day. She'd talk about weekend trips to wine country, designer shopping halls, 5-star restaurants, always making sure I could hear. Then she'd look at me. "What do you do on weekends, Miss Anderson? Just watch TV at home?" The other employees would snicker. I never responded. That only made her bolder. One morning, she came in with a new handbag. "This is from my boyfriend. He's so generous." She made a point to set it on my desk. "Feel it? It's real leather, not like those synthetic ones from department stores." I moved it aside without saying anything. Then 3 weeks ago, she announced her engagement. She practically screamed it across the office. Everyone gathered around her desk. The guys congratulated her. The women examined her ring with tight smiles. Michelle was glowing. She showed everyone pictures of her fiancé. Tall guy, expensive suit, posed in front of luxury cars. Then she walked straight to my desk. "Miss Anderson, you're invited to my wedding." "Of course," she grinned. "It'll probably be the only glamorous event you ever attend. You know, since you never go anywhere." A few people laughed nervously. She leaned against my desk. "Want to see something amazing?" She didn't wait for an answer. She pulled out her phone and started swiping. "This is his family's estate. They're old money. I'm talking generational wealth. The wedding's going to be there." She held up her phone. My heart stopped. I was staring at my childhood home. The brick driveway my dad repaved when I was 8. The blue shutters he painted the summer before I left for college. The garden boxes my mom built and still tends every Sunday morning. "I know that house," I said quietly. Michelle blinked. "What?" "That's my parents' house. I grew up there." She laughed. "No, you didn't. This is my fiancé's family home. It's worth over $2 million. I'm not lying. That's 47 Oakmont Drive. There's a brick mailbox at the end of the driveway with our last name on it. The backyard has a wooden swing my dad built when I was 6. Her smile faltered. "You're making this up because you're jealous. Call my parents. I'll give you their number right now." The office had gone completely silent. Everyone was staring. Michelle's face went from confident to uncertain to pale in about 10 seconds. After work, I told her to get in my car. She hesitated, but her curiosity won. The entire drive, she kept saying, "I must be confused. Maybe our houses just look similar." I didn't respond. We pulled into the driveway at 5:47 p.m. My mom was watering her garden boxes. She looked up confused when she saw me with a stranger. My mom took Michelle's phone and stared at it. Then she smiled, and something about that smile was wrong. "You're early. I didn't think you were coming until next week." Michelle looked relieved. "He talks to you about me?" My mom nodded. "Of course. Come inside." She started toward the house. Michelle followed. I grabbed my mom's arm. "Mom, stop." She pulled away, confused. "Don't be rude to your brother's fiancé." My mom had been seeing a therapist for early onset dementia. She opened the front door. "He's been waiting upstairs in his room all afternoon." From the second floor, I heard footsteps, heavy, moving toward the stairs. Someone was actually up there. I stood frozen in the hallway while Michelle's heels clicked against the hardwood floor behind my mother. The footsteps upstairs got louder, closer to the staircase. My brother appeared at the top of the landing wearing a tailored navy suit I'd never seen before. His hair was styled differently, slicked back in a way that made him look older, more polished. "Michelle," he said, and his voice had this warmth that made my stomach turn. "I'm so glad you could make it." Michelle's entire face lit up. "Babe!" She rushed toward the stairs like she was in a movie. My brother walked down slowly, taking his time, and when they met halfway, he kissed her hand. Actually kissed her hand like some character from a period drama. "You didn't tell me your sister worked at your company," Michelle said, glancing back at me with this confused smile. "We don't really talk about work," my brother said smoothly. "Family time is sacred, you know." He put his arm around Michelle's waist and guided her toward the living room. "Let me show you the rest of the house. The photos don't do it justice." I stood there watching them disappear around the corner. My mom had already gone back outside to her garden like nothing weird was happening. I heard Michelle giggling in the other room, heard my brother's low voice explaining something about crown molding. I walked into the living room. They were standing by the window, Michelle running her hand along the curtains my mom made last spring. "These are gorgeous," she was saying. "Are they custom?" "Everything in this house is custom," my brother said. He looked at me over Michelle's shoulder and his expression didn't change at all. "Michelle was just saying she needs to use the restroom. Could you show her where it is?" "I can find it," Michelle said quickly. "Second door on the left," my brother told her. "The one with the crystal doorknob." Michelle headed down the hallway. The moment she turned the corner, I grabbed my brother's arm. "What the hell are you doing?" He pulled his phone out of his pocket and opened his messages. Started scrolling. "She's been talking about you at work," he said calmly. "Did you know that? What are you talking about?" He turned his phone toward me. It was a group chat. I recognized some of the names, people from my office. The messages were from Michelle. She literally eats the same sad sandwich at her desk every single day. I asked if she had a boyfriend, and everyone died laughing. She's like, if loneliness was a person, honestly feel bad for her. But also she's kind of brought it on herself, you know? Never seen someone try so hard to be invisible. The office charity case El Mayo. I kept scrolling. There were dozens of messages, weeks of them. Michelle analyzing my clothes, my lunch, my facial expressions during meetings, other people chiming in with their own observations. Someone had started calling me the ghost because I never spoke up. "Where did you get this?" I asked quietly. "She sent me screenshots when we first started talking," my brother said. "Thought I'd find it funny, I guess. Thought we'd bond over making fun of the desperate old maid at her office." He took his phone back. She didn't know the desperate old maid was my sister. I heard the bathroom door open. Michelle's footsteps in the hallway. "So what, you're catfishing her? You're pretending to be some rich guy?" "I'm not pretending to be rich," he said. "I'm just letting her believe what she wants to believe." She looked at some photos I posted, decided I came from money, and I didn't correct her. He straightened his tie. "Been doing this for 3 months now. She thinks I'm taking business trips when really I'm just working my normal job and texting her about first-class flights." Michelle walked back into the room. "This house is incredible," she said to my brother. "I can't believe you grew up here." "Family legacy," he said, taking her hand. "4th generation." "That's so amazing. My family's place is nice, but it's nothing like this." She looked at me. "Miss Anderson, isn't it wild that we both know this house?" I didn't say anything. "She's probably in shock," my brother said smoothly. "We haven't seen each other in a while. Family stuff, you know how it is." Michelle nodded like she understood. "Well, I should probably get going. I have an early meeting tomorrow." She kissed my brother on the cheek. "Walk me to my car?" "Of course." I watched them leave through the front door. Watched Michelle wave to my mom in the garden. Watched my brother open the car door for her. When Michelle's car pulled out of the driveway, I went outside. My brother was standing on the porch, hands in his pockets, watching her taillights disappear down the street. "This is insane," I said. "You need to tell her the truth." "Why would I do that?" "Because you're lying to her. Because she thinks you're someone you're not." He turned to look at me. "She thinks she's someone she's not. She walks around that office treating you like garbage because she thinks being young and pretty makes her better than everyone. She thinks she's won some prize by landing a rich guy." He pulled out his phone again. "Want to see the rest of the messages? There's one where she talks about how she made sure everyone at your company knows what a bitter person you are. Another where she jokes about you probably dying alone." I felt something cold settle in my chest. "How long are you planning to keep this up?" "The wedding's in 2 weeks," he said. "I've already sent out invitations. 80 guests." "You can't be serious." "She's been planning this for months, posting about it constantly, tagging you in photos with captions about how even lonely people get to witness true love." He smiled, but it wasn't a nice smile. "I think she deserves to have her perfect day." I should have stopped him right there. Should have called Michelle, warned her, done something, but I didn't. I stood on that porch and I thought about every lunch where I'd heard her laughing about me in the break room, every meeting where she'd made comments just loud enough for people to hear, every single message in that group chat. "You're really going through with this," I said, "unless you're going to stop me." I looked at my brother, at the house behind him, at my mom still watering her garden in the evening light like this was just a normal Tuesday. "When's the ceremony?" I asked. He grinned. 2 weeks from Saturday, 2 p.m. You're going to want to be early for this one." I went home that night and couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Michelle's face when she saw the house, how happy she looked, how she'd grabbed my brother's hand like he was everything she'd ever wanted. The next morning at work, she was at her desk before I got there. She waved when she saw me. Actually waved, like we were friends now. "Hey, Miss Anderson," she called out. "Can I talk to you for a second?" I walked over. She was practically bouncing in her chair. "I had no idea he was your brother," she said. "He's told me so much about his family, but he never mentioned your name. Isn't that crazy?" "Pretty crazy," I said. "He's really amazing, you know? Like, I never thought I'd meet someone like him. Someone so established, so generous." She lowered her voice. "Between you and me, he's already talking about buying us a house after the wedding. Somewhere in the suburbs with a big yard. He says he wants to give me everything. That's really something." "I know I haven't always been like super friendly to you at work," Michelle said, and for a second I thought she might actually apologize. "But I'm really glad we're going to be family. Maybe we can grab lunch sometime?" "Maybe," I said. I went back to my desk. 2 hours later, my dad called. I almost never heard from my dad during work hours. "Your brother told me what's happening," he said. "Dad, I want to help." I went quiet. "She's been cruel to you," my dad continued. "Your mother showed me those messages. The things she said about my daughter." His voice got hard. "People like that need to learn." "Learn what?" "That actions have consequences." That evening, I drove back to my parents' house. My dad was in the garage with my brother. They had a laptop open looking at something together. When I walked in, they both turned. "We're working on the ceremony script," my brother said. "Want to help?" "This has gone too far," I said. "Michelle's family is going to be there. Her parents are probably spending money on this. You're humiliating people who didn't do anything wrong." My dad clicked something on the laptop. A video started playing. It was from a phone camera, shaky footage of a happy hour at a bar. I recognized the place. My coworkers went there after work sometimes. The camera panned across a table and there was Michelle, drunk and laughing. "She's like, so sad," Michelle was saying on the video. I genuinely feel bad for her. Like, imagine being 34 and never having had a boyfriend. Never been kissed, probably. Someone off camera said something I couldn't hear. Oh, definitely, Michelle said. She's way too ugly to ever get married. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but some people just weren't made for that kind of life, you know? She's made for, like, cat ownership and true crime documentaries. The whole table laughed. The video ended. Where did you get this? I asked quietly. Friend of a friend, my dad said. It's from 4 months ago, right around the time she started at your company. He closed the laptop. Your brother showed me everything. Every message, every comment, every time she went out of her way to make you feel small. He looked at me. She deserves this. I sat down on the workbench. My hands were shaking. You don't have to be involved, my brother said. You can just not show up, pretend you didn't know. But I did know, and I wasn't calling it off. I wasn't warning Michelle. I was sitting in my parents' garage looking at ceremony plans and not doing a single thing to stop it. When do her parents start paying for stuff? I asked. My brother pulled up a spreadsheet on his phone. Catering deposit is already down, $3,000. Her dad insisted on covering the flowers. That was another $1,800. Her mom bought Michelle's dress. They think they're contributing to their daughter's dream wedding. That's too far. Is it? My dad asked. Is it too far to let people who raised someone like Michelle spend money on a fake wedding? Or is it justice for them enabling her cruelty for 24 years? I didn't have an answer for that. I left after an hour of watching them plan. I drove home in silence and sat in my apartment staring at the wall. My phone buzzed around 9. It was Michelle. Hey, just wanted to say thanks for being cool about everything. I know we got off on the wrong foot at work, but I'm really happy we can move past it. Family is so important. I stared at the message for 10 minutes before responding. Of course, looking forward to the wedding. The next week at work, Michelle was different. Not nicer exactly, but she'd stop the constant digs. She'd smile when she passed my desk. She'd include me in group emails about wedding updates that nobody asked to be part of. On Thursday, she stopped by with coffee. I got you one too, she said, setting a cup on my desk. I remember you saying you liked caramel macchiatos. I'd never said that. I drank black coffee and she knew it. She'd made fun of it multiple times. Thanks, I said. So I've been thinking, Michelle said, leaning against the cubicle wall. Since we're going to be sisters and everything, we should probably hang out more, get to know each other better. What are you doing this weekend? I'm busy. Busy doing what? I looked up at her. She was smiling, but there was something calculating in her eyes, like she was testing me. Family stuff, I said. Oh, with your brother? That's so sweet. He talks about you sometimes, you know? Says you're really smart, really independent. She played with her engagement ring. He says you've never needed a man to feel complete, that you're like totally self-sufficient. I think that's really cool. It didn't sound like a compliment. I should get back to work, I said. Of course, of course. Hey, actually, before I forget, I'm having a little get-together next weekend. Just some of the girls from work. Thought you might want to come? We're going dress shopping for the bridesmaids and then getting drinks after. I don't think... You should totally come. It'll be fun. Plus, you know, you could use a girls' day. When was the last time you did something like that? Never. The answer was never, and she knew it. I'll think about it, I said. Michelle smiled wider. Perfect. I'll text you the details. She picked up her coffee and walked away. I didn't go to the dress shopping. I told Michelle I was sick. She sent me 17 photos from the day anyway. Michelle in different dresses. Michelle and the other women holding champagne glasses. Michelle with her arm around someone from accounting. Both of them laughing at something off camera. The last photo was just Michelle, mirror selfie, with a caption. Some days are just perfect. That Sunday, I went back to my parents' house. My mom answered the door in her gardening gloves. He's in the backyard, she said before I even asked. I found my brother setting up white folding chairs in rows across the lawn. There must have been 80 of them, maybe more. He was sweating through his t-shirt. Need help? I asked. He looked up, surprised to see me. You sure? I picked up a chair from the stack and carried it to the end of the second row. We worked in silence for 20 minutes, building the seating section where Michelle's family and friends would sit, where they'd watch their daughter walk down an aisle to marry a man who didn't exist. I wrote a speech, my brother said, breaking the silence. Want to hear it? No, it's good. I went through all the messages, all the videos, everything she said about you over the past 6 months. He wiped sweat from his forehead. I'm going to read them out loud, right after I stop the ceremony, with her standing at the altar in her wedding dress, in front of everyone she invited. I set down another chair. That's cruel. Yeah, we kept working. The sun was setting, casting long shadows across the yard. My dad came out at some point and helped us finish the last few rows. When we were done, the backyard looked like a real wedding venue. Beautiful even. She's going to be destroyed, I said quietly. Good, my dad replied. I drove home that night and found Michelle had texted me again. Hey, I know we haven't always been close, but I really want us to be friends. You're important to him, which means you're important to me. Can we grab coffee this week? I typed out 3 different responses and deleted them all. Finally, I just sent back, sure. We met at a cafe downtown on Wednesday afternoon. Michelle was already there when I arrived, sitting at a corner table with 2 iced lattes. She waved me over. I ordered for you, she said. Hope that's okay. I sat down. The coffee was too sweet. So I wanted to talk to you about something, Michelle said, stirring her drink with her straw. I know I was kind of rough on you when I first started at the company. I was trying to fit in and I think I overdid it with the jokes and stuff. I waited. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I get it if you were offended or whatever. That wasn't my intention. I just have this personality where I joke around a lot and sometimes people take it the wrong way. She looked at me over her coffee cup. You get what I mean, right? You're not apologizing, I said. What? You're explaining why you did it. You're not actually saying you're sorry. Michelle blinked. I mean, I just said I didn't mean to offend you. That's basically the same thing. It's not. She laughed, but it sounded forced. Okay, well, I'm sorry if you felt bad. Better? I took a sip of the too sweet coffee. Is that all you wanted to talk about? Actually, no. Michelle leaned forward. I was hoping you could do me a favor for the wedding. What kind of favor? I want you to give a speech. You know, about your brother, about what kind of person he is. It would mean a lot to have family representation. She smiled. Plus, it might be good for you to, practice public speaking. Get out of your shell a little. I stared at her. She was still smiling, still waiting for me to agree. I'll write something, I said. Really? Oh my God, that's perfect, thank you. She reached across the table and squeezed my hand. I knew we could work things out. See? This is good. This is us bonding. I pulled my hand back. When do you need it by? Just have it ready for the ceremony. You can speak right after the vows. Well, after he says his vows and before I say mine. That way it's like official testimony to his character. She giggled. God, that sounds so formal. But you know what I mean. Right after his vows, I repeated. Perfect. Michelle checked her phone. Oh shoot, I have to run. Dress fitting in 20 minutes. But thank you so much for this. It really means a lot. She left in a rush, leaving her half-finished coffee on the table. I sat there for another hour, watching people come and go, thinking about what I was going to write. That night, I opened my laptop and started typing. I wrote down every cruel thing Michelle had said, every comment in the break room, every message from that group chat, every time she'd made sure I could hear her mocking my clothes, my lunch, my life. I formatted it like a speech praising her character. I made it sound like admiration until you actually listened to the words. I sent it to my brother at midnight. He called me 2 minutes later. This is perfect, he said. You're really doing this? She asked me to give a speech about what kind of person you are. I'm just being thorough. He laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. You're going to deliver this? Right after I expose everything? That's what she asked for. You know this is going to destroy her, right? Like completely. There's no coming back from this. I thought about Michelle at the cafe, explaining away her cruelty like it was just jokes I'd taken wrong. Not apologizing, not meaning it. I know, I said. The next few days at work were strange. Michelle had stopped being outright mean, but there was this underlying condescension to everything she said. She'd ask about my weekend, and when I said I didn't do much, she'd pat my shoulder and say, well, not everyone's a social butterfly. That's okay. She'd bring in pastries from expensive bakeries and make sure to mention she was on her way to a wedding planning appointment. She'd show everyone photos from dress fittings and cake tastings and venue tours, always making sure I was within earshot. On Friday, she stopped by my desk with her phone out. Want to see the save the dates we sent out? They're so elegant. She showed me a professionally designed card with Michelle and my brother's photo, both dressed up, looking like they belonged in a magazine. We sent 84 of them. My side invited 60 people. His side is smaller, obviously, because his family is more private. Old money families are like that. Must be, I said. You should see the RSVPs we're getting. Everyone's so excited. My mom cried when she saw how many people are coming. She says this is everything she ever wanted for me. Michelle's eyes got a little watery. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. It's just, when you find the one and everyone you love gets to witness it, it's just so overwhelming. I watched her dab at her eyes with a tissue. Anyway, I should let you work. Just wanted to share the happiness. She walked back to her desk, where a small crowd had gathered to look at more wedding photos on her computer. That night, my brother called. She called me today, he said, crying. About what? Said she can't believe how lucky she is. That she never thought she'd find someone who loved her this much. That she knows she doesn't deserve me, but she's going to spend the rest of her life trying to. I heard something in his voice I wasn't expecting. Guilt, maybe. You're not backing out, I said. No, she really believes it. She thinks this is real. Because you made her think it's real. That's the whole point. He was quiet for a second. Did you know her parents remortgaged their house to help pay for this? My stomach dropped. What? Her mom mentioned it last week when we met for coffee. They wanted to give Michelle the perfect wedding. Her dad's been picking up overtime. They're going all in on this. That's not your fault, isn't it? No, it's Michelle's fault. She's the one who lied about who she was. She's the one who spent 6 months making my life hell at work because she thought she'd won some lottery by landing a rich guy. I was surprised by how angry I sounded. Her parents raised someone who treats people like garbage. That's on them. Another pause. You really want to do this? You're the one who set it up. I know, but you could stop it. You could call her right now. Tell her the truth. I thought about it for maybe half a second. Then I remembered the video from the bar. Michelle laughing about how I was too ugly to ever get married. Her friends joining in. All of them finding humor in my loneliness. I'm not calling her, I said. All right then, 9 days. He hung up. I sat in my apartment with my phone in my hand, staring at Michelle's contact information. I could have sent a message, could have warned her, could have been the bigger person. I turned off my phone and went to bed. The next week passed in a blur. Michelle gave her 2 weeks' notice at work. Her last day was the Wednesday before the wedding. She spent the entire morning saying goodbye to people, crying, laughing, promising to stay in touch. She gave a little speech at lunch where she thanked everyone for being such amazing coworkers, for supporting her, for making her feel welcome. And I just want to say, Michelle said, her voice catching, some people spend their whole lives at a desk, just going through the motions, never really living, never taking chances, never reaching for something more. She looked directly at me when she said it. I'm so grateful I'm not that kind of person. I'm so grateful I know how to go after what I want, how to win. The room was silent. A few people glanced at me. Michelle kept smiling. Anyway, I'm going to miss you all so much. Well, most of you. She laughed. But seriously, thank you. This chapter is closing, but the next one is going to be incredible. Everyone clapped. Michelle collected her things from her desk, the framed photos, the coffee mug with her initials, the little succulent someone gave her for her birthday. She stopped by my desk on her way out. I hope you find your thing one day, she said quietly. Whatever that is. I really do. Thanks, I said. She walked out of the office to a chorus of goodbyes and good lucks. I watched her go, watched her step into the elevator with her box of belongings, and her bright future, and her perfect wedding in 3 days. The doors closed. She was gone. I went back to my computer and pulled up the speech I'd written, read through it one more time, changed a few words, made it sharper. That evening my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered anyway. Is this Miss Anderson? A woman's voice. Older. Nervous. Yes. This is Jennifer Harris, Michelle's mother. I hope you don't mind. Michelle gave me your number. I wanted to reach out personally to thank you. Thank me for what? For welcoming her into your family, for being so kind to her. She told me about the coffee you two had, about the speech you're giving. It means so much to her that you're supportive. Mrs. Harris's voice wobbled. This wedding is everything to her. Everything to us. We just want her to be happy. I held the phone tight. Of course. I know parents aren't supposed to have favorites, but Michelle has always been special. So full of life, so ambitious. When she called to tell us about your brother, about the house, about the life they're going to have, she paused. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. I just wanted you to know how grateful we are. Your family is a blessing. Mrs. Harris. Oh, I should let you go. I just wanted to say thank you. We'll see you Saturday. It's going to be a beautiful day. She hung up. I sat there with my phone in my hand feeling sick. I thought about calling my brother, calling the whole thing off, but I didn't. I put my phone down and I didn't do anything. 3 days before the wedding, Michelle posted on social media a photo of her in her wedding dress, face hidden, just showing the white fabric and intricate beading. The caption said, 72 hours until I marry my best friend. I never thought I could be this happy. It got 847 likes in 2 hours. 2 days before the wedding, her bridesmaids posted group photos from the bachelorette party. Michelle in a white dress and a sash that said bride. Everyone holding cocktails, everyone smiling. The comments were full of heart emojis and congratulations. 1 day before the wedding, my brother called. Everything's set, chairs are up, fake officiant is confirmed. The caterer thinks they're actually feeding people tomorrow. He sounded tired. Mom's helping Michelle get ready at the house in the morning. Dad's going to walk her down the aisle since her dad is sitting in the front row. Your dad's walking her down the aisle? She asked him to. Said it would mean more coming from the groom's father. Something about tradition. He laughed, but there was no humor in it. She has no idea. You can still stop this. So can you. Neither of us said anything for a minute. See you tomorrow, he finally said. Yeah, tomorrow. I didn't sleep that night. I lay in bed watching the ceiling, thinking about Michelle's mom's voice on the phone, thinking about the 84 people who'd be there tomorrow, thinking about how much money her parents had spent. I kept telling myself Michelle deserved it, that she'd brought this on herself, that this was justice. It didn't make me feel better. The morning of the wedding, I drove to my parents' house at 10. Michelle's car was already in the driveway. I could hear her laughing inside, hear my mom's voice saying something about lipstick. I sat in my car for 5 minutes before going in. When I opened the door, Michelle was standing in the living room in her wedding dress, full hair and makeup. She looked beautiful. She looked happy. Miss Anderson! She rushed over and hugged me. I'm so glad you're here early. I'm so nervous. Is that normal? Is it normal to be this nervous? It's normal, I said. My mom was in the kitchen putting together a small bouquet. My dad was upstairs, probably helping my brother get ready. Michelle kept checking her phone, reading messages from friends, from family, from people telling her how excited they were. I can't believe this is happening, she said for the third time. I genuinely cannot believe I get to marry him. Michelle, I started. She looked up at me, eyes bright. Yeah? I could have told her right then. Could have explained everything. Could have saved her from what was about to happen. You look beautiful, I said instead. Her smile got bigger. Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot coming from you. At noon, the guests started arriving. Michelle's family first. Her parents, her aunts and uncles, cousins I'd never met. They parked along the street and walked up to the backyard in their nice clothes, carrying gifts. Then Michelle's friends, the bridesmaids in their matching dresses, people from her life, people who loved her, people who thought they were here to celebrate the happiest day of her life. They filled the white chairs in neat rows. They chatted quietly. They took photos of the decorations, of the arch at the front where the ceremony would take place, of the house in the background that they thought belonged to my brother's wealthy family. Michelle stayed inside, peeking through the curtains. There are so many people, she whispered. Oh my God, this is real. This is actually happening. At 1:45, my dad came downstairs in a suit. He offered Michelle his arm. Ready? She took it, her hands shaking. I think so. Yes, I'm ready. I went outside first, took my seat in the front row next to my mom. The fake officiant was already standing under the arch, holding a small book. My brother was there too, in his tuxedo, hands clasped in front of him. He looked nervous, actually nervous. The music started. Everyone stood and turned. Michelle appeared at the back of the aisle on my dad's arm, and I heard someone gasp. She really did look perfect, like a bride from a magazine. She was crying, but they were happy tears. Her smile was radiant. She walked slowly down the aisle, making eye contact with her family, with her friends. Her mom was already sobbing in the front row. When Michelle reached the altar, my dad kissed her cheek and placed her hand in my brother's. They stood facing each other. The officiant began. We are gathered here today to witness the union of two souls. I watched Michelle's face. She was glowing. She squeezed my brother's hands. She looked at him like he was everything. The officiant went through the traditional ceremony beats, talked about love, about commitment, about the journey they were about to begin together. Michelle's eyes never left my brother's face. Now, before we proceed with the vows, the officiant said, the groom has prepared some words he'd like to share. This was it. This was the moment. My brother cleared his throat. Michelle, he started, and his voice carried across the silent backyard. When we first met, I thought you were special. I thought you were different from other people I'd known. Michelle nodded, tears streaming down her face. And I was right. You are different. He pulled a folded piece of paper from his jacket pocket. I wanted everyone here today to know exactly who you are, so I prepared something. He unfolded the paper. Michelle was still smiling, confused but trusting. This is a collection of messages you sent about someone over the past 6 months, my brother said. Someone you worked with, someone you thought was beneath you. He started reading. She's like if loneliness was a person. Honestly feel bad for her, but also she's kind of brought it on herself. Michelle's smile faltered. The office charity case, he continued. She's way too ugly to ever get married. She's made for cat ownership and true crime documentaries. He looked up. Should I keep going? The backyard had gone completely silent. Michelle's face had drained of all color. There are dozens more, my brother said. Months of you systematically mocking, belittling, and humiliating my sister because you thought it made you look better, because you thought cruelty was the same as confidence. He refolded the paper. The person you were talking about is sitting right there in the front row. Every head turned to look at me. Michelle's mouth opened. No sound came out. This ceremony is fake, my brother said, his voice calm. I'm not rich. This isn't my family's estate, it's my parents' house. I'm not the person you thought I was. I've been catfishing you for 3 months because I thought you deserved to feel what it's like to have your dreams humiliated in front of everyone you care about. Michelle made a sound like she'd been punched. I have recordings, he continued. Video of you at a bar telling your friends that my sister is too ugly to ever find love. Screenshots of every message you sent mocking her appearance, her life, her existence. He gestured to the guests. I was going to play them for everyone here, but honestly, I think you get the point. Michelle turned to look at me. Her face was desperate, searching. You knew, she whispered. You knew this whole time. I stood up, pulled out my own piece of paper. Michelle asked me to give a speech about my brother's character, about what kind of person he is. I unfolded it, but I think I'll talk about her instead. No, Michelle said. Please. She literally eats the same sad sandwich at her desk every single day, I read. I genuinely feel bad for her. Like, imagine being 34 and never having had a boyfriend. I looked up. You said these things about me. To your friends, to our coworkers. You made it your personal mission to make sure everyone knew how pathetic you thought I was. Michelle's legs buckled. She grabbed the altar to steady herself. I'm sorry, she choked out. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean. You meant every word, I said. You just didn't think there would be consequences. I kept reading. Every message, every comment, every joke she'd made at my expense. Her mother had her hands over her mouth. Her father sat frozen. The bridesmaids were crying. The entire gathering of 80 people sat in horrified silence as I exposed exactly who Michelle Harris was when she thought nobody important was watching. When I finished, I folded the paper and put it back in my pocket. That's the kind of person she is, I said. Thought you all should know before you celebrated her marriage. Michelle collapsed. Just dropped to her knees in her wedding dress, sobbing so hard she couldn't breathe. Her mother rushed forward, tried to help her stand, but Michelle couldn't. She just knelt there in the grass, her perfect dress pooling around her, completely shattered. People started leaving, quietly at first, then in a rush. They grabbed their things and walked away, some taking photos with their phones, others just staring. Michelle's friends didn't approach her. Her bridesmaids huddled together near the back, whispering. Within 10 minutes, the backyard was half empty. Michelle's father helped her mother get Michelle to her feet. Her makeup was destroyed. Her face was blotchy and red. She looked at me one more time, and there was nothing in her eyes but devastation. You did this, she said, her voice breaking. You helped him. You let this happen. Yes, I said. I did. They walked her to their car. She could barely stand. She left her bouquet on the ground by the altar. By 2:30, everyone was gone. The backyard was empty except for rows of white chairs and an arch with flowers that would wilt by tomorrow. My brother walked calmly back into the house. My dad was already taking down the decorations, pulling flowers from their arrangements like nothing significant had happened.